Okay, so we have made it to our final slow flow. And I know I mentioned in the last slow flow that we were going to focus on hamstrings today, but I've kind of changed my mind since then. And that's because I really do believe that nothing feels better than an open spine. So today our focus will be the back, and we'll get started in a prone position, which is a little bit awkward because it's kind of an unusual way to start, but if you could just lower yourselves down onto your bellies, make a little pillow with your hands for your head, and just rest your forehead onto the backs of your hands. Let your elbows be about as wide as the front of your mat. And just take a moment here to really drop into your breath. So the good thing about being on our bellies is we can really feel that breath. Belly and back body full on the inhale. Belly is hollow and back releases on the exhale. And we'll take about 5 more breaths here. And I'll invite you to just bend your knees and let your legs fall from one side to the other. Nice and slow, natural movement. And eventually extending the legs back again. Please tuck your left toes under. See if you can lift your left knee off the ground and wiggle more onto the top of your left thigh. So feel like you're making that left leg a little longer. And we'll set the top of the left foot to the floor. And we'll do the same thing on the right side. Right toes tuck. Lift your right knee off the floor. See if you could wiggle so that you're more on the bony part of your right hip. And once you feel like you're there, just point those toes and we'll climb onto the forearms. Making our way into Sphinx pose. And feeling this is our first gentle back bend of the day. Going to want to push down into your forearms and pull your elbows back towards your waist. Let's take a big breath in here. And fully exhale. Keep your hands where they are, but lift your elbows up. So a long cobra and a little bit of a deeper back bend as well. Take a big breath in. Lower slowly the chest to the ground as you exhale. Just press on up into tabletop pose. And as you inhale, drop your belly towards the floor. Try to circle your shoulders back and lift up through your chin and your chest. Exhale, push through your palms, round your back. We're going the opposite way, so a round spine. And you can even play with tipping your hips slightly towards your heels here. Feel that stretch in the lower back. Just riding your in-breath forward, let your belly drop, tailbone lift, so does the crown of the head. Exhale, round back, chin falls to chest. And if you liked it that first time around, you could add that tiny dip back of the hips. One more time. Take it up as you inhale, open your heart. And we'll round as you exhale into your back. Let all the weight fall out the crown of your head. Maybe add that tip back of the hips towards the heels. Way to go, guys. Let's come into a flat back position here. And we'll just walk the hands a small step forward, tuck the toes under. Slowly lift your knees up, stretch your hips back into that first downward dog of the day. And we've talked about this before. I do this every single time. So we're going to bend the knees in down dog. And by bend, I just mean soften. Push through your palms. Feel like you're making your arms longer and stronger. And then pay specific attention to your spine here. Feel how you can lift your hips up a little bit higher, curl your sit bones up towards the ceiling. And we may just want to keep the knees bent in down dog, at least for this first few rounds of it. If you feel like you could keep the length you just created in your spine, it's like my back is a slide that like a little kid could go down or something. If you feel like you could keep that slant, then slowly press your legs towards straight. Drive your heels down and back. And then just gaze forward and step or walk your feet all the way up to the top of your mat for Ardha Uttanasana, the flat back. As you exhale, fold it on down. Just take your feet one step wider each way, and then grab your opposite elbows and let your head and your torso just hang over your legs here. If you're more here, so your belly is not touching your thighs, then bend your knees even deeper. We'll take the next 3 breaths. Feel free to add just a little sway from side to side. And then as you're ready, fingertips to the floor. We'll pick it up halfway and inhale. Exhale, folding. Bend your knees. Take a nice slow roll to come all the way up to a standing position. And when you get there, you can just spin your shoulders back, palms face forward. We'll bring the big toes together at the top of your space, hands in prayer to your heart. Line your ears up over your shoulders and get a nice big lift through the crown of your head. Take a big deep breath in. Exhale, lower arms to the sides. Good, we'll do sun salutation A. Arms overhead as you inhale. Exhale as you fold slowly on forward. Lift up halfway and inhale, lengthen it out. And we'll place the hands, just step it back, find your upper push-up position, your plank pose. We'll hold here a couple of breaths. You could always lower onto the knees. If you feel pressure in your low back, I would advise that. Otherwise, strong and still for 3, 2, take your inhale, lower all the way down as you exhale. Point your toes and inhale to your cobra pose. So arms towards straight, doesn't have to be perfect. Lower your chest down as you exhale. We're going to make our way up and back into down dog. In this downward dog, just bend your right knee. Stretch your left heel down a little further and keep even weight in both hands. Bending your left knee, reach back through your right heel. Even weight in both hands. Or just pedal the knees slowly like this, creating some space in the backs of your legs. And as if it were just a continuation of that pedaling of the knees, we'll walk the feet forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale as you fold. Arms overhead, take your big breath in. And the hands to the heart as you exhale. Again, like that. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. We'll step it on back, find your plank pose, and this time lower halfway or all the way down. If you're lowering halfway, we'll try to find upward dog here. So only the tops of the feet and the hands are grounded. Exhale, downward dog, 5 deep breaths. So you could have your feet as wide as your hips here. Open and spread your fingers. Try to line your ears with your arms. We'll take 3, 2, and 1. Looking forward, walk or step or maybe jump your feet up to the top and just grab some length. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Arms up high, breathe it in. Hands to your heart. Exhale, just 1 more like that. Take your arms up and over. We'll inhale. Exhale, folding. Inhale, lengthen. Walk or jump your feet back and exhale, chaturanga. Cobra or upward, breathe in. And back into downward as you exhale. Good. So this time from your down dog, really slowly Just walk your hands all the way back towards your feet. We're going to meet together at the back of your space for a squat. So you could open your toes here, take a big bend in your knees, and crawl your fingertips all the way forward. Let your head just drop between your shoulders. Feel your back really round like it was in the cat pose. And keep your head down, keep your fingertips on the floor. Just crawl it on forward to find a plank. As you get to your plank, take a deep breath in. And then exhale slowly on back into down dog. Inhale forward to plank. Exhale back into dog. Inhale forward to plank. We'll pause here this time. See if you could walk your left toes in and then hover your right toes up. If not, just keep both of the feet on the floor. We're going to meet in a one leg down dog. So as you lift your hips, kick your right leg back and then stack your right hip over your left hip. Take a bend in your right knee. We'll roll the right ankle around a couple times each way. Stretch your right leg straight, just kind of square things off and then lower. Right foot down beside the left foot. Take your feet hip-width distance for an inhale. Stay as you exhale. Come forward to plank pose again. And if you can, we'll walk the right toes in and hover the left. Take your inhale. One leg down dog as you exhale. Just meet us there. You can open your hip, bend your knee. Roll your foot around a couple times each way. We'll straighten off, square off, and lower. Take your left foot to the floor. Next to your right, feet hip-width distance. I'm sure your arms are getting a little bit tired. Stay with it. One more breath. Push into straight arms. Take your inhale. Exhale, lower to tabletop. Right fingertips up towards the sky. Take an inhale. And we'll bring the right arm all the way under the left arm as you exhale. So just rest your right cheek to the floor. With your left hand, you can keep it grounded or you can wrap it behind your back. Feel free to stay here. If you want to add on a bit, focus on pushing the back of your right arm into the floor and then see if you could extend your left toes back behind you. So your hip and your chest are kind of open to the left. Stay with me. Now listen carefully. We're going to push into the left hand. Reach your right fingertips all the way forward and then kick your left leg up. So spinal balance pose. Good. Take a big breath in here. And with your exhale, keeping your arm and your leg straight, just tap your right pinky finger and your left big toe down. Inhale, zip them back up again. Exhale, slowly we'll tap. Right pinky, left big. Inhale, pick it up. It's not easy. Feels kind of thick when you pick it up. And exhale one more time. Tap the floor. Good. We'll just place the hand and place the knee. Send your left fingertips up towards the sky. Take a big breath in. And now the left arm comes under the right arm as you exhale. We'll stay here with that right palm on the ground. If you did it on the first side, you could add the wrap. Take your right hands behind your back and then kick your right toes back. Right leg is straight here. We're trying not to roll over to the left, but shit happens. See if you can take one more breath. Spin that right shoulder open a little bit more. And then push into your right palm. And as you rise up through center, we'll send left fingers forward, eventually kicking your right leg back. Inhale here. Exhale, lower just for a tap. Inhale up, goes a little slower than the exhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower, and then from there, we'll just place the hands and place the knee. We're going to come up to dolphin pose. So set up on your forearms here, interlace your fingers, and then find down dog in your legs. So part of a back bend practice is open shoulders. We're using our dolphin pose to open up the backs of our shoulders. So if you need to, go ahead and soften your knees so that you're able to get some more mobility in your chest as you push down and forward through your forearms. See if you could soften your chest back towards your knees. One more breath. If you need to, you could drop down onto your hands and knees, or you could just press one hand, two hands. We'll come back into down dog. That's it, everybody. Take a deep breath in. And step or jump your feet forward. Top of the mat. We'll come up halfway and inhale. Exhale, fold. Arms overhead. Take your inhale. And as you exhale, bring your hands to your heart. We're going to try a pose called Warrior 3. And you can think about that opposite arm, opposite leg thing that we just did. So we're really trying to build up strength in our spine. Standing on your right foot, pull your left knee towards your belly. Things might be a little shaky on that right foot. Try to really root down through all four corners, keeping the right knee soft and energized. You're going to take a deep breath in. And with your exhale, we're going to send the left leg all the way back. You could keep your hands together. You could open your arms to a T shape or reach your arms down by your sides. Either way, feel your glute muscles lifting your left leg and back muscles keeping your chest open. Just one more breath, and then we're going to step forward. So when you're ready, just drive down through that right foot. Bring your left foot all the way up next to it. And we'll bring the weight into the left foot, pulling your right knee towards your belly. We're starting with the hands in prayer. Take your breath in. Warrior 3. Exhale, slowly extend right leg back, chest forward. We're trying to find the capital T shape. Any arm variation, even if you want to explore a different one than maybe you did on the first side. See if you could squeeze your shoulder blades together. Work from your right hamstring to lift your right heel a little bit higher. We'll take one more breath in. Push through your left foot. Exhale, stand. Right foot meets left foot, top of the mat. Very good, everyone. Bring your feet together and we'll bend the knees to find Utkatasana chair pose. Arms overhead as you inhale. Now as you exhale, push your legs straight. Take your elbows towards your ribs and lift up through your heart. Try not to take this into your lower back. It's way more in your chest. Come back into chair pose, keeping that lift in your chest. Bend your knees, arms up, and maybe palms touch. Exhale, straighten your legs. Curl elbows to ribs. Press the hips forward. Lift the heart up. One more time. Bending the knees. Take it into your chair. And exhale. Push towards straight legs. Curl the elbows back. Send the heart way up. We're going to meet slowly with the hands in prayer and a neutral neck. Let's take a wide-legged stance. We'll turn to face the side edge of your mat. Really doesn't matter which way you're facing. Hope you guys are doing well. Move your hands to your hips here. Take your inhale. See if you could back bend here. So lift your chest, elbows back. Oh, yeah. Exhale, fold forward. And we'll bring the hands to the ground, but we won't fold so deeply quite yet. We're just going to bring the thumbs right underneath the chest. So you might walk your hands a step forward. And keeping the right hand grounded and the right hip lifted, stretch your left fingertips up towards the sky. Now feel free to stay here or wrap your left hand behind your back, and you could even use your left fingertips to remind your right hip to stay lifted there. Stay with that, or right hand outside left ankle, head drops down, and we'll breathe here. Place your hands beneath your heart, straighten your arms, flatten your back. And keeping the left hand grounded, we'll stretch the right fingertips up towards the sky. Notice how that left hip wants to drop. Don't let it. Lift it up. Wrap your right hand behind your back. Move your left hand across your right ankle. Just let your head hang here for a second. Fingertips to the floor. Pick it up halfway. And try to keep your back nice and flat. We'll move the hands to the waist, push through strong legs, rise all the way back up to standing. Really great, you guys. Let's step the feet together at the top of the space. Reach your arms up alongside your ears. And standing on your right foot, bend your left knee and try to catch the outside of your left foot from behind you. Now turn your left foot on. Don't let it be lazy. Draw your left knee in so that it's a little bit closer to your right knee. Keep stretching up through your right fingertips and pushing down through your left knee. Feel that big opening in the front of the left thigh. Take one more big breath and gently release. Step your left foot to the floor. Lift up through your left fingertips. Bring your weight into your left foot and bending your right knee. We'll try to grab the outside of the right foot. Take your knees a little closer together. Power up your right foot. That means kind of flex it. Press your right knee down. Lift up through your left fingertips. We'll feel that length, front of the right quad. And then we'll slowly lower the right foot to the floor. Take your arms overhead, lift your chest, and inhale. Exhale, fold. Pick it up halfway as you breathe in. We'll step or jump back lightly and lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back into downward facing dog. Pick your right leg up high as you inhale. Right foot forward as you exhale. Warrior two. Open your left toes. Open your arms nice and wide to the sides. We're going to bend the right knee. Resist the left fingertips back. Pull your belly in and gaze to the right. Hold here for 5 breaths. Just feeling the heat build up in your legs. Flip your right palm up to face the ceiling. Reach your left hand down your left leg. Reverse warrior. Now notice that right knee. Try to keep it bending forward, but see if you can take your right thumb back a little bit further than you usually do in this pose. Very good. We'll circle the hands around the right foot. Pause for a moment. The runner's lunge. So left heel's going to lift up behind you. Bend your right knee. Think cobra pose here in your chest. Take an inhale. Exhale, one leg down dog. So we're going to carry that right leg up and back and through. Open your hip, bend your right knee. And straighten your leg. Please step your right foot to the outside of your right hand here. So it's like a wide low lunge, and we'll drop the left knee to the floor. Bump your left hand a little bit forward. Open up your right toes and make a big circle back with your right shoulder. Feel free to stay here. Great opening in the right side of your chest. But if you're able to bend your left knee, even if you can't catch your left foot, you're going to get a nice stretch in the top of that left thigh. If you can't catch your left foot, might be even bigger. If you've got the foot, go ahead and kick your foot back into your hands. See if you can allow your head to drop back over your left shoulder. We'll place the right hand to the floor and just come straight into down dog as you exhale. Step your right foot on back. Left leg lifts high as you inhale. Warrior two. Step your left foot forward. Open your right toes and open your arms. We'll stay for 5. 4. Feel that energy grounded and rooted through the outer edge of your right foot. Last breath. So you could sit a little lower and maintain that deep end in your left knee. Flip your left palm up towards the ceiling. Reach your right hand down and back. Left arm up and over. See if you can point your left thumb back a little bit more behind you. And easy on the way out. Use your core. Hands up and around that left foot. We'll lift the right heel. Come to the fingertips. Bend the left knee. Open your chest. Slowly, the one leg down dog. Lift your left leg. Open your hip. Bend your knee. And then straighten it out again. Step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Soften your right knee to the floor. Bump your right hand forward. Open your left toes. We'll circle the left arm back. And remember, this is a really nice heart opener. If you could reach your foot, it's a great heart opener and quad opener. So double whammy. Then we'll kick the foot back. Let the head fall back. Straight into down dog. Place your left hand. Step your left foot behind you and exhale completely here. As you inhale, we're going to glide forward. Find plank pose. Exhale, lower with control. Come all the way down to your belly. Extend your legs back. Point your toes, tops of the feet on the floor. Big cobra. So keep your thighs grounded. Push through your palms. Lift your heart. Once you get up as high as you think you're going to get, circle and squeeze your shoulder blades back. See if you can melt your heart a little further forward. Great job. Lower your chest to the floor as you exhale. We're going to bring the arms down by the sides, back so the hands are rested. Take a breath in. Exhale, push into the hands and lift the chest, lift the thighs. Think back on that spinal balance we did from hands and knees where we tap the ground with big toe and pinky finger. Think back to the warrior three. Same thing, different iteration. One more breath. Lift up a little higher. Exhale, lower. Forehead to the floor. Again, flip your palms to face forward. Come into your cobra. Take an inhale. Once you've gotten as high as you think you're going to go, exhale and curl. Shoulders back, heart forward. If your heart is pointed straight up towards the sky, you can take your head back. Exhale, lower. Bending the knees, reach your hands back. See if you can catch for the outside edges of both of your feet. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, kicking, feet into hands. Allow your shoulders to release. Lift up tall from the crown of your head to the sky. Take 3, 2, and 1. Gently we'll lower. Like we did at the beginning of class, forehead rests in the cradle of the hands with the elbows wide. You could kick your legs from side to side. Eventually extending the legs straight back. We're going to push up into tabletop pose. And this time in tabletop, keep your hands under your shoulders, but lift your right thigh so that it's parallel to the ground. Now press into your palms, find that cobra in your chest, crown of the head lifts. Now point your right toes and reach, reach, reach. The toes towards the head and the head towards the toes. Even if you know you're nowhere close. Even if you have no idea how close you are. We'll lower, push through the palms, tone your low belly. Lift your left thigh so it's parallel to the floor. Point your left toes, cobra your chest, and just have some sort of 50-50 arrangement here. where the toes are reaching back and the head is reaching back. Maybe come up onto your fingertips if you think you might be close. And we'll lower the left knee down to the floor. If you can, sit your butt all the way back to your heels. If that's too much, you could just stay in an upright and kneeling position. Either way, we're going to interlace the fingers behind the back, stretch your knuckles down towards the floor. See if you can let your head drop. Maybe the knuckles or the fingertips even touch the ground. Up you go slowly. And we'll open the knees and come into our child's pose. So if you have the time here, please feel free to use this opportunity where our shoulders and our thighs and our back are really starting to warm up, and you can do some more back bends like wheel pose, that full back bend, or even dancer or camel pose. But that was really all I wanted from the practice today, just a short little flow to get your back body turned on in a way that is not too intense. So that being said, we're going to start to take it the other direction a little bit, which is forward fold. And we'll do our first forward fold in pigeon pose. So please make your way slowly up and then back into down dog. Lift your right leg up behind you and inhale. And we'll bring the right knee to the back of the right wrist as you exhale. Go ahead and fold straight on forward. You could rest on your forearms if that hip is on the tight side. You could straighten your arms if your hips feel open enough, and then take your forehead to the floor. But just channel your breath into your back ribs. Feel them really widen as you inhale and surrender as you exhale. We'll take another moment here. Gently climb back up onto your hands. Tuck your left toes straight to down dog we go. Inhale, left leg lifts high. Exhale the left knee to the back of the left wrist, and we'll just fold all the way forward. Get comfortable here. Close your eyes, soften your shoulders. Bringing your breath to a rate and a pace where you could almost imagine that your breath is setting a feel for the rest of your day. How's it going to be? Short and choppy, or easy and mindful? And placing your hands to the floor, just going to roll onto the outer left hip. You can swing your right leg up and around. So the right foot steps to the outside of the left thigh. If this is too pressly for you, you can always straighten out your left leg. Either way, lift your left fingertips up towards the ceiling as you inhale. And we'll exhale, twist, hooking your left elbow outside your right knee. You could step your right hand back a touch. Try to broaden your chest to the right. Twists are really great after working with back bends. See if you could take this next 2 breaths to get a little more length through the crown of your head. Imagine as if you're pushing your right butt cheek down into the floor. And slowly pivot back through center. You can just take your hands behind your back and switch the leg that's on top. Step your left foot over your right thigh. Reach up with your right arm and inhale. Exhale as you twist. Hook your right elbow outside your left knee. Close your eyes here. See if you could open your left shoulder a little bit wider. Drive your left butt cheek down towards the floor. Feel that big opening in the left side of your thigh. And then take it back round, and we'll come into star pose. Soles of the feet together. Knees open in that diamond shape. You can walk your hands onto your ankles and then bend your elbows out to the sides as you fold forward. So you'll feel this in your hips, in your hamstrings, and also it's a nice release on your low back. Take the next 5 breaths here. Making our way up nice and slow. Straighten your legs, come onto your backs. And then see if you can lift one or both of your legs. You could stay here with your legs lifted for the last 5 breaths, a nice restorative position. Or if your neck and your shoulders are okay, you'll swing your legs back, but not all the way. So lift your low back up until the thighs are parallel to the floor. See if you could grab your big toes with your hands overhead. And then think about pulling your big toes back without moving and stretching your butt forward with that. Slowly as you can, we'll roll onto our tailbone here. And as soon as that tailbone hits the floor, go ahead and bend your knees. Open them wide to the sides. Ananda Balasana, happy baby pose. You can gently rock from side to side here, giving your low back a little massage. Eventually making your way through center, where we'll hug the knees into the chest, give them a squeeze. And then just let your legs go. And we'll lower the arms down at the sides and take one more slow, deep breath in together. Open your mouth and as you close your lips, just return to your natural breathing. Take up as much space as you need to be comfortable. We'll just rest together here for the next minute or two. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Now wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Stretching your arms over your head and then making your way over to the right side. We'll just rest here on your right shoulder for a moment in the fetal position, and you can consider just taking this time, prepare to begin again. We'll push ourselves up to a seated position, hopefully with some newfound energy and vitality. Bring your hands to your heart, close your eyes. Thank you so much for joining my Slow Flow series. I hope to see you on live stream or on my video on demand. Namaste. Bye, guys.